Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. So, I think it is safe to say that this has become unofficially and unintentionally a new series of YouTube videos from yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I'm going to have Drake do a close-up of these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audio-visual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. Thank you, Drake. So here's the funny about this. So, for years, clients and close friends would tell me to have crystals around me when I'm offering readings, when I'm conducting energy healing treatments, etc. And for whatever reason or reasons, I didn't do it at first. I don't think that I was consciously or deliberately resisting that advice. But it was just like, I don't think it was computing at the time, to be perfectly honest with you about that. I was just like, yeah, what's the deal with this? Now here's the thing. Crystals correspond to the element of earth. My sun sign is an earth sign, and I have a grand total of 6 planets in earth signs. 3 of them Capricorn, which is which is the most evolved of the earth signs, or the most elevated of the earth signs. So now, I can't even imagine not having crystals. But I do want to talk a little bit about the crystals that are here. So first of all, I absolutely love these 4 crystals, and I'm going to check in with Drake to make sure that one can see these 4 crystals. Okay, so these 4 have become personal favorites of mine, and I will tell you why. So first, these I purchased from Cris Crystals and Jewelry, and these 2 I purchased from Universoul Crystals, and I had the honor and pleasure of meeting the living goddesses behind both of those shops, behind both of those businesses, at various pop-up shops with Bookhaven books. And you know how I feel and how much I love and adore independent booksellers. So, and Tara, the living goddess who founded Bookhaven Books, is and has, in the short time that I've known her, become one of my favorite people on planet Earth. These 4 crystals have become very sacred to me, to the point that I actually only have them and use them at home for virtual readings and virtual energy healing treatments. Because anytime I take a crystal to a public venue, whether it's a metaphysical store, whether it's the upcoming Moon Serpent and Bone 6th annual Ostara Night Market, at which I will be offering both in-person and virtual readings and energy healing treatments, they run the risk of getting damaged. And there are a few chips in this exquisite smoky quartz crystal, so I want to minimize additional chips. And this has a big gash now, so I really have decided that these 4 are so sacred to me that I'm keeping them at home. And the others I've purchased from a combination of places, whether it's metaphysical stores, whether it's Etsy shops, whether it's other online stores. And there are some that I don't even remember where I purchased them because I've had them for so long. And this one, let me check with Drake to make sure that you can see this particular gorgeousness. Yeah. So this one I found today. I don't even remember where I purchased it. Like, I honestly don't remember if I purchased it in a store or online or how. And I'm like, this is just, and of course, you know, some of you know the story of fluorite crystals and yours truly. Cris of Cris Crystals and Jewelry absolutely knows the story of fluorite with me. So In fact, this one I purchased directly from her. But I really dig fluorite. It's a physical healer, it's an emotional healer, and fluorite also enhances mental focus and creativity, and it enhances psychic ability and intuition. So for me, it's one of my favorites all across the board. But for years, I have always attracted the fluorite crystals that are more teal. They're more teal than green or more teal than purple. I almost never attract green fluorite. I have a few pieces of green fluorite, but very few and very far between, the vast majority of them. And you can see that, here's more teal than green as well. And I love the fact, and the fact that teal is one of my favorite colors is not lost on me. But yeah, this one just, it fascinates me. And I'm like, where did I buy this? How do I have you? But, it really doesn't matter because it's with me for a while, and then there you go. So, but yeah, the crystals that I have, and that's another thing, when I'm at a public venue, like the Moon Serpent and Bone night markets, or at a metaphysical store, or some other kind of event, I choose crystals to bestow the blessings I want the clients who meet with me to receive. Like, for example, I have pyrite. Pyrite is more commonly known as fool's gold, but metaphysically speaking, it has as one of its magical properties financial abundance. I absolutely want the people who avail themselves of my psychic services to receive and experience financial abundance. Carnelian. I want my clients to receive blessings of physical energy, of physical stamina, of enormous creativity, of massive creativity, of sexual healing. I absolutely want them to receive and experience the healing of emotional traumas, whether it was from being disowned from by a family member, or a heartbreak that went horribly wrong, or some other kind of emotional trauma. And of course, when it comes to, and look at this gorgeous piece of rose lavender quartz. I didn't even know that this existed until it found me. And then, of course, for goddess energy healing treatments or any other energy healing treatment that I offer at a public venue, I love using crystal spheres, especially for the goddess energy healing treatments. I mean, yes, I could easily use a single terminated clear crystal or other kind of crystal point, but because a goddess energy healing treatment focuses on the divine feminine, it makes more sense not to use a phallic symbol, but to use a round symbol, a sacred yoni symbol, if you will. And I love using crystal spheres for goddess energy healing treatments. And there are some that I prefer to use, depending upon what kind of goddess energy healing treatment I'm offering. And I do have one that has become the one that I use at a lot of public venues. I have it over there on a special shelf in my hallway. But for the most part, I like to use either a fluorite or a crystal sphere, like a clear quartz crystal sphere for goddess energy healing treatments and energy healing treatments like Reiki at public venues, because it just works for me. And I'm being guided and led to use crystal spheres. And I will have, and of course, I will definitely have, or rather give the client, if it's an in-person client, the opportunity to hold one of them. If I'm guided and led to give them that option. If I'm not guided and led, that I don't do that. And if they ask, I probably will. So, but absolutely, I find that it really works. And it works for my clients and it works for me. But yeah, now more than ever, I can't imagine not using crystals when I offer my psychic services. And, I definitely feel it's important to remind people that I offer more than readings. I don't have an issue with people coming to me for readings. I just want people to be able to know that they have options. And some of you in YouTube land know how much I love saying you have options. You have options. And of course, hematite. Hematite has been one of my personal favorite spiritual protection and psychic self-defense crystals for years. I love hematite. Hematite is the divine deflector. And I just love having it on the table because I don't want my clients being psychically attacked. I don't want them being hexed. You know, I certainly want them to be divinely and spiritually and psychically protected, which is why I usually have at least 2 and sometimes 3 pieces of fluorite when I'm offering my psychic services at a public venue. And there are so many other options. You know, this is a selenite crystal sphere, which I love. It's gotten a little dull, but it's no less powerful, and it's no less beautiful, at least to me. So yeah, so these are just, this is a small selection of the crystals that I have. This one I've traditionally used when I've done cleansing of people's homes or offices. And that's something that I look forward to doing more this year. I haven't had much of a demand for it, which is fine. I don't have an issue with people not contacting me for a certain psychic service, but I absolutely look forward to putting this gorgeous clear quartz single terminated crystal back to work. But yeah, it's so funny because, you know, I could absolutely do a virtual spiritual cleansing of somebody's home or office. I don't have to physically be there. I could, depending upon the circumstance and the situation, but I could absolutely do it virtually. I honestly don't remember where I purchased this. I want to say I purchased it at Stick, Stone and Bone, but offhand I don't remember. But it has served me very well for years and years, and I recently gave it a good cleansing, so it's super bright and shiny. So yeah, I look forward to working with you again. Thank you. So those are just some of the crystals that I happily use in my professional psychic practice. And of course I have a pouch that contains a few crystals that have various properties, and I've been remembering to carry this with me and make sure that I absolutely have it on my person. Usually if I'm wearing a shirt that has like this, if I'm wearing a long sleeve dress shirt that has a pocket, then I'll make sure to put it in the pocket, or I'll put it in the pocket of a vest that I'm wearing, or my pants, depending upon the kind of pants that I'm wearing. I like to keep it as close to my body as possible, so shirt, vest, or pants. I don't want to put it in a jacket or outerwear, something that I'm going to take off. I definitely want to keep it on my person as often as possible. So if you have any questions about the crystals that are in front of you, or if you have any questions about how to work with crystals, please put them in the comments. I look forward to reading those questions and reading your comments. And of course, to all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do, for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And of course, thank you to those of you who have already scheduled your sessions, including the individual who's going to have a video reading with me tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, as always, stay in tune with your intuition, stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and stay tuned for the next video.